ሰላም ጤና ይስጥልኝ ተማሪዎች የአስረኛ ክፍል ኢኮኖሚክስ ዩኒት ቱን በሚመለከት ጥያቄዎች አዘጋጅተናል። ስለዚህ እናንተ አብራችሁ በጋራ መሞከር ይጠበቅባችኋል። አሁን ቀጥታ ወደ ጥያቄዎቹ የምንሄደው ኳሲ ዲማንድ ኢን ኢኮኖሚክስ ትክክለኛው መልስ the willingness and ability to buy a good at a given price ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ሁለተኛ ጥያቄ the law of demand status A as the price increases quantity demand increases, B as a price increases quantity demand decreases, C price and quantity demand are unrelated, D demand is always constant. The correct answer is as price increases, quantity demand increases. Which of the following is the determinant of demand? A. Price of the good itself. B. Consumer income. C. Price of related good. The correct answer is all of the above. A movement along the demand curve is caused by a change in consumer income, price of the good itself, price of substitute, consumer taste. The correct answer is price of the good itself. አምስተኛ ጥያቄ if tea and coffee are substitute, an increase in the price of coffee will A. decrease demand for tea, increase demand for tea, C. have no effect on tea demand, and D. decrease supply of tea. Increase demand for tea. If a bread and butter are complement, a decrease in the price of bread will A. decrease demand for butter, B. increase demand for butter, C. decrease supply of butter, D. increase supply of butter. Answer B. increase demand for butter. The market demand is obtained by summing individual demand horizontal, summing individual supply vertical, multiplying price by quantity, averaging individual income. The correct answer is summing individual demand horizontally. A shift of the demand curve to the right indicates decrease in demand, increase in demand, decrease in quantity demanded, increase in quantity demand. The correct answer is increase in demand. Supply is defined as the willingness and ability to produce and sell a good, the desire to consume a good, the total stock of goods available, the amount of goods consumers want. The willingness and ability to produce and sell a good. The law of supply states that as price increases, quantity supply increases. As price increases, quantity supply decreases. Supply is fixed. Price and supply are unrelated. The answer is as price increases, quantity supplied increases. Which of the following will shift the supply curve to the left? Improvement in technology, decrease in resource price, increase in tax, increase in number of sellers. The answer is increase in tax. Equilibrium in the market occurs when the demand exceeds supply, supply exceeds demand, exceeds demand, quantity demand equals quantity supplied, price is maximum. The correct answer is quantity demand equals quantity supplied. As a price above equilibrium, there is shortage, surplus, equilibrium, excess demand. Surplus. At a price below equilibrium, there is shortage, surplus, equilibrium, excess supply. Shortage. If the demand increases and the supply remains constant, equilibrium price will increase, decrease, remain the same, be indeterminate. Increase. If supply increases and demand remains constant, equilibrium price will increase, decrease, remain the same, be indeterminate. Decrease. Price elasticity of demand measures responsiveness of quantity demand to price change, responsiveness of supply to price change, total revenue change, consumer income change. The answer is responsiveness of quantity demand to price change. If demand is elastic, a price increase will increase total revenue, decrease total revenue, net affect total revenue, not affect total revenue, shift the demand curve. Decrease total revenue. If demand is inelastic, a price increase will increase total revenue, decrease total revenue, total not affect total revenue, shift the supply curve. Increase total revenue. Unitary elasticity means percentage change in quantity demand equals percentage change in price. Percentage change in quantity demand greater than percentage change in price. Percentage change in quantity demand less than percentage change in price. No change in quantity demand. Percentage change in quantity demand equals percentage change in price. Answers. Which of the following good is likely to have inelastic? Luxury car, salt, restaurant mirrors, designer clothes. Salt. Cross elasticity of demand between substitute is positive, negative, zero, infinite. Positive. Cross elasticity of demand between complement is positive, negative, zero, infinite. The correct answer for cross elasticity of demand between complement is negative. Income elasticity of demand for inferior good is positive, negative, zero, greater than 1. Negative. If the income elasticity is greater than 1, the good is necessity, inferior, luxury goods, substitute goods. Luxury goods. Price elasticity of supply measures responsiveness of quantity supply to price change, responsiveness of demand to income change, slope of demand curve, market equilibrium. Responsiveness of quantity supply to price change. If supply is perfect inelastic, the supply curve is horizontal, vertical, upward sloping, downward sloping. vertical. Which factor makes demand more elastic? Few substitutes, necessity, short time period, many substitutes. The correct answer is many substitutes. The demand curve slopes downward because of low supply, diminishing marginal utility, increase in return to scale, fixed costs. Diminishing marginal utility. If the price of good increases by 10% and quantity demand falls by 5%, demand is elastic, inelastic, unitary, perfectly elastic. The correct answer is inelastic. Market equilibrium price is also called surplus price, shortage price, market clearing price, fixed price. Market clearing price. If both demand and supply increases, equilibrium quantity will increase, decrease, remain unchanged, be indeterminate. Increase. If demand decreases and supply increases, equilibrium price will increase, decrease, remain unchanged, be indeterminate. Decrease. A perfect elastic demand curve is vertical, horizontal, downward sloping, upward sloping. Horizontal. Which of the following will not shift the demand curve? Change in consumer income, change in price of the good itself, change in taste, change in the price of substitute. Change in the price of good itself. The supply curve slopes upward because of low of demand, low of diminishing return, increasing opportunity cost, both B and C. Both B and C means low of diminishing return and increasing opportunity cost. If the government imposes price ceiling below the equilibrium, it will lead to surplus, shortage, equilibrium, increase in supply. Shortage. If the government imposes a price floor above the equilibrium, it will lead to surplus, shortage, equilibrium, increase in demand. Surplus. Which elasticity measures the responsiveness of demand to income changes? Price elasticity of demand, cross elasticity of demand, income elasticity of demand, price elasticity of supply. The correct answer is income elasticity of demand. If demand is perfectly inelastic, the demand curve is horizontal, vertical, downward sloping, upward sloping. The correct answer is vertical. In the long run, demand tends to be more elastic, less elastic, unitary elastic, perfectly inelastic. More elastic. Which of the following increases supply? Increase in resource price, improvement in technology, increase in tax, bad weather. Improvement in technology. If supply is perfectly elastic, the supply curve is horizontal, vertical, upward sloping, downward sloping. horizontal. When demand increases and supply decreases, market equilibrium price will increase, decrease, remain unchanged, be indeterminate. Increase. The formula for price elasticity of demand is percentage change in quantity demand over percentage change in price, percentage change in price over percentage change in quantity demand, change in quantity over change in price, price over quantity. Percentage change in quantity demanded over percentage change in price. If a good is necessity, its income elasticity is greater than 1, less than 1, but positive, negative, 0. The correct answer is less than 1, but positive. Which of the following is characteristics of competitive market? Few sellers, differentiate products, price takers, barriers to entry. Price taker. If the demand is inelastic, an increase in price will lead to larger percent decrease in quantity demanded, smaller percent decrease in quantity demand, no change in quantity demanded, increase in quantity demand. The correct answer for this question is B, smaller percent decrease in quantity demand. Market supply is obtained by summing individual supplies horizontally, summing individual demand vertically, multiplying price by quantity supplied, average producer's cost. Summing individual supplies horizontally. If the price elasticity of demand is 0.5, demand is elastic, inelastic, unitary, perfectly elastic. ኢንኢላስቲክ ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ተማሪዎች እንግዲህ የዩኒት 2 የግንዛቤ ጥያቄዎች እነዚህን ይመስላሉ። ስላዳመጣችሁኝ አመሰግናለሁ።